Morning, everybody. Eric here from EFBM, and I don't know why I always say that, because if you stumbled upon this video, then you probably either one, found it from the EFBM YouTube page, or Twitter, where it reads EFBM from my personal account, F100 guy. No, Petrolhead Jones's Twitter. F100 guy is Instagram, or Facebook, or maybe you Googled it, I don't know. But just as you may have sought out this video, you've got to seek out whatever it's going to take to reach your goals. You've got to seek out within you to find out what your little heart desires and how you're going to get there. You know, do you want to lose 5 pounds? Do you want to get ready for bikini or bathing suit season? Do you want to, maybe there's a wedding in your future, and you know who I'm talking to. Are you trying to get ready for your dress? Whatever the case may be, what are you getting ready for? What are you seeking out? What is your little heart just desiring after? You know, you've got to figure that out for you. For me, I would like to be ripped. It's just me. More so, I would like to have around 10% body fat or less. Now, I got a long way to go, but I'm going to get there. And I'm not saying I'm going to get there this year, but I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep doing everything that I can do to get there. Because if I don't get there, I only have me to blame. It's not my nutrition's fault if I'm not putting in my body what it needs. It's not my training, it's not the defect of my training if I'm not pushing myself as hard as I can. It's a defect of me. I missed my mark. I didn't give it my best. And I'll tell you the same thing I tell my kids. All anyone should ever expect from you is your best. That's all you should ever expect from yourself as well. Your best. Because I can't do your best and you can't do my best. You may push yourself so hard in your workout that my heart may give out. Or I may push myself so hard in my workout that you pass out. Whatever the case may be, I can only do my best. And at the end of the day, if I haven't done my best, I can only account for myself. You've got to do the same. You've got to hold yourself accountable. Now, granted, you can work out with people, and that can help push you, and that can help motivate you, and that can help keep you accountable that you are doing your workouts, and you can't fudge them if there's someone right there with you pushing you, driving you, just egging you on to do one more. Because when they crank out one more push-up and they're grunting and they're groaning and it's slow and every muscle in their arms and their core is just screaming, are you going to push one more time? Are you going to step up to the competition? Are you going to step up to the challenge to do what it takes to get just one more? My bride and I do that when we do P90X. You know, we'll do the tricep raises where you lay on your side and, you know, you got one arm here and you're pushing off with your tricep across your body this way off the floor and tightening your core and you're working that tricep. We'll go rep for rep and until it burns and until we can't go anymore. And yeah, sometimes the form fades. Sometimes it's not pretty, but we get it. And we do it, and we like that healthy challenge to push ourselves past our limits, because that is where real change is made. Past your limits. Not at it, not before it. When you push past it, when you push past that comfort zone, that area that says, I'm scared because I don't know what it's going to feel like, that's where the real challenge comes. That's where real lasting change comes from. Because the more you push past your current limit, that threshold is going to change. The more you'll be able to see that, hey, let's take me for instance, and I'm going to go over for 5 minutes. So let's take me for instance. When I started working out January last year, I could barely do 5 to 10 minutes on the treadmill before my legs would just give out. Before the pain in my lower legs and my shins was just agonizing. I mean, real pain, not, oh, muscle fatigue, but real pain. And it would only take 5, maybe 10 minutes. At a brisk pace, 2 to 3. And that felt terrible to me. Because I knew where I had once been, but I couldn't live in the past. I have to live in the now. And for me, then, that now, that realization, that reality was, I couldn't do it. But I kept pushing. 10 minutes, and I kept hitting it, and it was painful, and I wanted to cry. You guys, I wanted to cry. I had to fight back tears some days because each step hurt. But I did not give up. And 10 minutes became 11, and 11 became 15. And I kept pushing, and I kept pushing, and then I was able to jog. I could jog for 2 minutes, and then walk another 15. I could jog for 3 minutes and walk another 15. I could jog for 5 minutes and walk another 15. I could jog for 3 minutes, walk for 2, jog for 3, over and over for a half mile. And that may not sound like much, but coming from where I couldn't even do 1/10 of a mile on a treadmill before my legs felt like they wanted to give out, I kept pushing and I kept pushing, and it was uncomfortable and I didn't want to do it, but I did it. To where today I did intervals of 6 miles an hour, 6.5 miles an hour for 5 minutes. And then I did 10 minutes at 5 miles an hour. And I only walked for a couple minutes in between. And I did intervals back and forth like that. And I'm pushing and I'm getting it and I'm doing everything I can to push past whatever limit I face. Even now, my muscles and my legs and my arms and my chest are still shaking and aching because I push, I push, I push. And you've got to do the same. You've got to realize that change is not going to happen until you push past that limit. When it comes to your nutrition, you have to push past that comfort zone. You have to realize that it's going to take effort. You are dissatisfied and you are unhappy because you have settled for the quick. You have settled for the easy. You have settled for the terrible. It takes effort. It takes work. It takes diligence. You can look at all those fitness models on Pinterest and Instagram and Facebook and all over the news and the media. And they didn't get like that overnight. They weren't necessarily born that way. They push and they dig and they drive and they sweat and they grunt and they push past their limits just like you have to do as well. Change comes in the struggle. It really does. Somebody who took my 30-day challenge to let me work with them, Amy, who I slacked on terribly of getting her before and after story and before and after changes, but just know that, man, she killed it. I was totally impressed with her. Because she had to overcome, she had to rewrite bad habits. She had to plan ahead. And she was honest about it. She goes, you know what? The hardest part for me was this. I am having a hard time filling this container. She did the 21-day fix through Beachbody. And so for her, she was honest about it. She goes, I'm struggling to meet this. I'm struggling to do this. I'm struggling for this. And so I would encourage her and I would tell her, okay, you might have to do this the night before. You may have to do this. You may have to get up a little bit earlier. You may have to change it because it's going to take effort. It's going to take work. It's not going to happen overnight. So you guys, you keep that in mind. It's not going to happen overnight. It happens one rep at a time, one meal at a time, one decision at a time. So I hope you have a great workout planned. I hope that you have some great meals ahead of you. And I hope that you have a great day. For my friends in the New England area, be safe. Everyone else, be safe in your situation. And remember, we are just ordinary people trying to live extraordinary lives. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.